My family loves Asian cuisine. How do I make my family favorites, which already have a bunch of vegetables in them, even healthier?
Mushrooms are an Asian staple. We're going to lean pretty heavily on that idea where we take mushrooms and meat, and I'm going to show you 4 or 5 seasonings that you can add to that blend that'll make it, on one hand, distinctively Asian, and on the other, really, really delicious. I have a blend of pork that has been sauteed along with mushrooms. So we've got pork and mushrooms here, but at this point it's still not flavored. I have a whole selection of flavorings as they might show up in Asia, but Asia is a big, big area. If you go to Southeast Asia, if you go to Thailand and Vietnam especially, you'll find lime juice, you'll find fish sauce, you'll find sugar, and you'll find lemongrass, all rolled into the food, and it makes it taste very distinctive. Make your way across the border to China, and especially in northern China, you might find 5-spice, which is made up of cinnamon and fennel, but star anise is a big part of it, coriander seeds, and you might find a mixture like this braised with hoisin sauce and those sweet spices. If you go to a different part of China, like Sichuan, you might find chilies, both fresh and preserved, and Szechuan peppercorns, which will make the food taste exciting. But in really broad terms, when I think of Chinese food specifically, I look to what you see right here. I look to ginger, I look to garlic, I look to scallions, and then soy sauce. And in a real way, that sort of defines Asia for me. I'm going to put some neutral oil into a pan that's already hot. Into that pan, I'm going to add ginger and garlic. And if we were stir-frying this, it would start exactly the same way. Likewise, the onions. And I want those ingredients to sort of explode into flavor. It doesn't take very long. You can sort of smell it already. The pan is a little too dry. We can always add some more oil. Because everything's cut up so small, already this is tender. In goes the pork, in goes the mushrooms. You know, if you wanted to reach for Asian mushrooms when you're doing this, there's a lot to choose from. Here I've got some shiitake mushrooms. This mixture still needs to be seasoned, and so I'm going to add some soy sauce. Because pork is rich, I'm going to add some rice wine vinegar, just to cut through that richness. And oftentimes when you eat in a Chinese restaurant, the last thing to go into a wok is sesame oil. I like to be able to see sesame, and so I've got some sesame seeds that I'm going to be adding. I'm going to add just a little bit of chili paste. I think this mixture tastes distinctively like Chinese food. It's got a little spice to it. There's a little trend towards healthier and healthier food. And one of the foods that I've had in Asian restaurants is lettuce cups, which I absolutely adore. You get the butter lettuce, choose nice crisp leaves, and you use those cups of lettuce to hold some of your favorite flavors. Among them, rice noodles. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this ground meat with mushrooms and spoon that right into the lettuce cup. You know, I would think of this like a salad. What we're eating here is a salad that just happens to have some meat in it. Here's a little dipping sauce with soy, and I want to dress this salad. So think of this as the salad's dressing. And then I've got some pickled carrots and cucumber. I'm going to put a little 3-finger pinch of that salad on top. I think it makes a beautiful garniture. And then finally, some green onion.
This looks great, Bill. Well done. Now what am I going to do with the leftovers?
Really, I don't think of these as leftovers. I think of them more like planned-overs. When I have this on hand, it's an easy thing to cobble together dishes like a little pan-steamed dumpling or some salad rolls, the way you might see them in Vietnam.
delicious, healthy meal. We're gonna eat great tonight, Bill.